All right, welcome to another episode of the Empowerment Perspective Podcast. I go by the name of Demiso Josie alongside.
Spencer there.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. We in another town.
Yeah, is the reason why we got the same clothes on. I'm sure you're going to see this in two separate.
Well, it's okay. It's summertime. You're supposed to wear the
same stuff.
Day. Yeah, absolutely.
I get it.
You really shouldn't be changing.
Why not?
Why? It's summer.
True. I wore the same swim trunks like 3 days in a row. Is that okay?
No, that's not okay.
Why not?
Did you go swimming?
Yes.
No, that's not. You gotta put them things in the wash.
Nah, yes.
Bleach those things. You gotta
my pool got enough chlorine / salt in it to take care of it. Sorry, we good.
No, people, you gotta change underclothes.
Really?
You can wear the same regular clothes, Kobe smile, but you gotta change underclothes.
But we just wore the same clothes in 2 episodes.
Yeah, you're only talking about 20 minutes.
That's true. So we recorded the same day.
Yeah.
But so y'all know that.
Same hour, actually.
Right. And you notice Stacy's not here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm taking it personal. She gave me a story that something's wrong with her kid, so I had to go with that. But I'm taking it a little personal that she ain't here. I'm just joking, messing with you, Stacy. Don't get all upset.
I need to see the wristbands you get from the hospital. I need her, like Chappelle said, you need to take pictures.
You take pictures.
Yeah, next to the police officer
and the baby.
Absolutely.
It's a baby. The ace bandage with the little metal clip on it.
Absolutely. Yeah,
they still make those things.
I think they still do. I haven't been in the hospital in quite some time, but I think they still do.
Let's knock on wood for that. Well, hopefully you don't have to. That's because you've been drinking water.
I have been drinking water, and I'm actually going to start doing pickleball. So,
pickleball?
Yes, there's a pickleball court right here somewhere. Right?
There is.
It's supposed to be major in Ocean City.
It is. It's huge.
Pickleball. You ever played before?
I haven't.
Huh. It can't be that big, then.
It's a cult following. They're obsessed.
You got to be like 60 and older in order to enjoy it?
A lot of them are, but I mean, some of them travel like to other states to play.
I plan on being like the NBA guy, the one and doner.
That's
Fresh out of high school, because of my age, I'm way below 60. So I'm planning on just coming in and being like Kobe and Kevin Garnett. And really
just be like, that's it. I'm take over again. You go wear a headband on.
Headband.
Some white tube socks.
I get my hair back because I'll cornrow my hair like Iverson. Go out there some baggy jeans.
That is too funny. So the last episode, we was just down in Seattle City at the candy shop with Tia Tracy and those wonderful ladies down there. So if you're in Seattle, make sure you stop there and get yourself some treats.
Yes.
I'm not what's they call it? A water taffy? What does it call it? Saltwater taffy. I'm not really a fan of that.
I like it, but I just can't have too much of it. I'm more of a now later type person. I need some now, I need some later.
The salt and the sugar combination, it doesn't work for me for some reason. That and key lime pie. Then you put those two flavors together, that's disgusting.
Morton's has a really good key lime.
No.
No?
No. So would you eat a key lime now or later?
I would.
Now and later.
They make the now laters in 2 flavors. Pretty much
that's true. That's true. Oh, they stick to your gum in your mouth though, and in between your teeth.
That's okay. That keeps me from not saying stuff I'm not supposed to say. It saves my life at times.
Listen, the Power Perspective Group's going to open up a candy shop right next door to where we were in Seattle City, and we're going to have now later.
Yes.
I think we should have a Kool-Aid bar.
We can't have Kool-Aid.
Just grape and red.
Yes,
and then you have the extra sugar one.
Extra sugar.
That's it.
We're not even going to use a measuring cup. We're just going to pour the sugar in until I feel like it's sweet enough.
What's your recipe? Just dump it in there. That is too funny.
Lemon heads, some balsam.
Lemon heads.
Yes.
What was your favorite candy growing up?
Ooh, I like now and laters.
I'm trying to think. Fondant.
Okay.
I like the little.
Yes.
Straight sugar right to the head.
They still sell those.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find the candy cigarette stuff. Can't find those.
Oh, you can find them. I know exactly where you get them from. And they had walk around like you smoking.
You had those cherry gum ball drops, whatever it was.
Yes.
We had a little candy, candy store down the street from us. We call it the penny stores or whatever you had to pay for. And we actually had 2 of them. And then my cousins, right? What they would do, the people that owned the house was so old, and the register was sitting on the counter, and he had to turn around to get the candy off the shelf. So my cousin was bad. He opened up the register and he paid him with his own money. Like he would go there with no money, steal from it, and pay it with his own money.
The empowerment perspective, we're not advocating that.
No, you will do that.
No, we're not advocating that, but
We ain't gonna do that. My cousin went to a few facilities in his lifetime. Let's just put it
yeah,
there.
that's definitely where it starts.
It started there. So we're in lovely Ocean City with a good
Yes.
friend of mine. And introduce yourself to the world.
Hi, Rachel Holloway,
Oh, owner of
OC Island Kids.
OC Island Kids, which is
It's a daycare, childcare place
Located.
in Ocean City at 1140 Asbury Avenue.
where is that in relation to the boardwalk and all that stuff?
It's 3 blocks from the beach, right in the heart of downtown, right in the business district.
That's awesome.
On the strip.
So how long you been there doing that?
A little over a year and a half it's been open.
And how many kids do you service?
I can have 30
You have 30. Okay.
in my building.
Now you're a licensed teacher, correct?
I am a licensed teacher, K-12 English teacher. I was working in high schools and middle schools, and then my position was cut because they cut 12 English teachers to hire 12 kindergarten teachers. The district revamped, and I moved down here, and they didn't have before and after care.
Oh,
So
okay.
I saw I needed it for my children, so I went to the school district, to the school board. I did a survey in the school, back to school night. I talked to the superintendent and the principals, and I discovered that there was a need besides myself, that people needed this service. So I went ahead and opened.
I remember you going through the process. I remember actually we had a couple of phone calls, and I remember you were going to the Board of Education meeting and was like, you seemed a little nervous. I was like, Rachel, you'll be all right. Just go in there and do your thing. So talk about that process in terms of why did you have to go that route?
Because some people are afraid of change. Perhaps they didn't have one here, and they thought it was fine. They got along without one, without a before and after care, and they had a church that did aftercare. But it was like when the school was closed for Christmas break or teacher in service, the church was closed. So so it wasn't convenient for everyone else.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, because it just sounds funny to me that I'm going to close when the school closes, so
Right.
nobody can have service.
Right. It's the opposite of what should have.
It's like
Yeah.
a library, almost. Like I'm only going to open during the time that you in school. When you
Right.
get out of school, no, you
Exactly.
can't come
We're
in.
gonna shut
You
it
need to go
down.
home.
We're gonna
Yeah.
shut it down. That's crazy. So what was the inspiration behind it? Like, why did you decide to go that route? Was it a situation where you just you needed an opportunity to do something and just kind of went and did it, or is it something that you always wanted to do?
Good question. I really never thought about opening my own childcare facility. I mean, I worked in schools. I have my own children. That's a lot of child time. And right before I moved here, I was talking to the daycare owners of where my children went before I moved here. And I said, there's no before and after care. What am I supposed to do? And the owner said, Rachel, why don't you open one? You have all the credentials. You have what it takes. And, it's not terribly expensive business to open as far as opening businesses go. So I looked into it, called the state, got some paperwork, called realtors down here, looked for buildings, considered doing it out of my house for a second and then away. And so I found a building, got all the paperwork done, and then I kind of caught resistance with the school district.
Gotcha.
So I ended up speaking 4 different board meetings, trying to get busing. I finally got busing. I got everybody on board, and here we are.
Oh.
It's fulfilling.
So elementary ed was sort of like where you find your passion, and
No, it was high school.
really, you wanted to deal with those bad kids talking back
I like
and
the high school age.
the sassy, because you're sassy. That's
I
why.
am.
I don't know. And
It's totally relatable.
Yeah.
Their attitude, and I get it. And they can't, they try to pull one past me, and I'm like, nope. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're gonna do. I already know.
it's interesting.
It's hard to figure out like a 2-year-old because they're new. Did they ever show
new,
you
they're
something that you haven't
learning.
seen before? The 2-year-olds?
Not yet.
Oh.
There's gonna be a 2-year-old that's gonna come in there and some Pampers and the poopy Pampers, and he's gonna be talking mess. Like, no, I'm not cleaning up those blocks. You clean up the blocks, Miss Rachel.
They're your blocks, absolutely. Miss Rachel, they're your blocks. I ain't asked to play with the blocks anyway. You asked me.
Rachel, how you know my first name? Don't worry about Miss Rachel.
And I know your number. I'll call you later on tonight.
That's right. You're coming back tomorrow.
That
Deal
is
with me.
too funny. So the state comes in, right? And you got to go through the process and all that stuff. Talk about that experience from the state. Because my girls used to obviously go to a daycare, actually right across the street from where you used to live.
Yep.
Let me back up a little bit. So I haven't seen Rachel in a long time, right? And my kids had to go to school, and you had to, before school, you was allowed to ride the bus, and they took the kids on the bus ride so they can get used to the bus. So I'm on there, my little shirt and tie and stuff. I'm sitting with my daughter, and then I was like, this girl looked familiar. Like, she was on, I think you were already on the bus when I got there. I was like, nah, I said, that can't be Rachel. And then, lo and behold, like, it was Rachel on the bus. I said,
You were on a bus?
I was
It's
on
on
the
the
bus
bus.
with my son too for kindergarten orientation.
Oh.
it's very interesting. So then we started talking. I was like, live right down the street
Yep.
from each other. So it was
Our
really
kids were
interesting.
in classrooms right next to each other.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we in homeroom together. this,
Man.
just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you guys got a long history. So what about the golf carts? When I go to his house, I always see kids riding around on golf carts. Do you understand that?
Yeah, there's golf carts all around this neighborhood.
No, not here. No, up where he lives.
Okay.
So I go to his house one day and like there's a golf cart that's riding behind my car. It's strange.
Yeah.
It's your car. I'm trying to tell you. You keep dodging this question about your car.
Do you thought I need to live somewhere?
Yes.
It comes with the service.
It's easier to park. It's smaller. It's
Yeah.
easier to park. It's
All right, so
scary.
let's
It
go.
is.
Let's go back to the state question because I kept asking questions and not give you an opportunity to answer. So the state comes in, and what are some of the things that they require from someone that wants to run a service like yours?
I needed a bachelor's degree, teaching certification, and then I have to do 12 hours of higher education service or credited hours every year. CPR certified, first aid certified.
What about the curriculum? Do they require like X amount of time that kids have to be playtime, I guess, or outside? And does the state dictate those type of things?
No. I have to have a curriculum, but I can determine what kind of curriculum. It has to be, and of course they have to have playtime too. And there has to be a certain amount of square footage for outside play space. Then they have to go out every day. And the curriculum I am doing is Montessori. I do the Montessori program.
So would you be able to create your own curriculum?
Yes. Yeah. It's not strict Montessori, it's molded after that.
Gotcha.
Like for example, Montessori dictates you're supposed to let the children play 3 hours doing a certain activity. Well, 3 hours is way too long for most ages. So it's much shorter than that in my daycare.
Especially for little Tyrone with the poopy Pampers, going 3 hours is way too long.
They have to eat and snack and nap, and 3 hours is way too long.
Very interesting.
Tell us something about some of the things that you guys do during playtime, because I know playtime is huge for kids. Thanks.
Well, there's blocks.
That's always.
There's
that's always
4
fun.
different kinds of blocks: square blocks, stacking blocks.
Do they ever get tired of the blocks?
Of course, yeah. But then I incorporate cars. I'm like, hey, let's build a road, and then
Okay.
put some cars on it, and build tunnels. And we use tracks. Then there's the whole Barbie section and creative play with dress up. Puppets. I have a whole section of really cool puppets.
Really?
The fake kitchen with the play food. A whole section of that. There's
Okay.
and for the older children, I probably have over 50 board games. And cards, we teach them how to play cards, so they're learning how to count. Even the kindergartners, we were playing like 31, and they were learning how to count.
I think you should have a survival section, and
Survival?
it should mimic like if you drop someone off in the middle of North Philadelphia and you need to survive. It should mimic that. It should look just like North Philadelphia at Temple University, right there.
We do lockdown drills.
Really?
So we have to do lockdown drills and fire drills like public schools.
So you have to do 2 drills a month.
2 drills a month per. So if someone's only there, I have half-day shifts and full-day shifts. So I have to do enough drills so that everyone that's there gets a drill. So it ends up being more than 2 drills a month.
It's interesting.
Have you actually function like school, like a
Yes.
traditional school?
Yes, and I have to have a safe place. So if something happens in the daycare and I need to go and take all the kids, I had to find a business within a block that has the same business hours as me, and that's our safe space. So if the cops show up and we're not there, they know where to look for us, and our safe space is Starbucks because it's
really
the only place
interesting.
on the block that has the same hours as me.
I think I'm gonna find me a safe place at work, and it's when I get
Starbucks.
Place.
I go right to Starbucks. Like, listen, I'm going to my safe place right now. It's dangerous in here. Yeah, out of
Safe place
control.
is good.
So, how many employees do you have on staff?
I have 4 right now.
All teachers, former teachers, or are they just they were like wanted to be into the child care industry?
Well, I could have hired anyone 14 years and older, but I choose to hire girls that are 20 and older, or men that are 20 and older, still in college or graduated college, education majors. So I have one woman who is a retired reading specialist, and she actually owned a daycare at one point in time. She's my morning lady and does all kinds of fantastic things with the children. And then I have 3 college students that are 2 are education majors and one's a physics major. So she brings a different dynamic to the center, to the atmosphere.
It's really
Yeah,
interesting.
it sounds like, I mean, man, it sounds, he got an awesome sound. It sounds like he's very diverse.
Very diverse. And one of the education majors is she's going like a psychology education major.
You want to start counseling as well?
No.
That's
You're
counseling.
going to get some STEM over here with the engineer. You're going to go to the hood over here, and then we'll end up
Go
put
see,
you back together.
go see your
again.
counselor. I'm tired of you not putting the blocks together right. Go see the counselor.
Like, go to the counselor, Miss Rachel. That's too funny. What advice would you give somebody that would be interested in opening up their own center?
Don't just send the kids to me.
That's gangster. She's trying to put a monopoly
it's so
on everything.
hard. Don't do it.
That's messed up. She gonna have Ocean City on lock, I guess.
I'm the only before and after care in town. And
Until empowerment perspective come, you're gonna put one right next to yours.
Yes.
You're gonna do exactly the same thing that you're doing.
Everything you're doing, we're
You're
going
gonna
to
take your blueprint. That's what we're gonna do. That's really interesting. What's the future for the center? Are you looking to expand, add more?
yes, I would have to get a second building because my building of 30 is my capacity. So I'd have to find a second building, and it's not as easy as you think. So there was all kinds of state stipulations with me, right? There's twice as many stipulations with the building. If the building is older than 1978, it's $20,000 more in testing to test for lead, air ducts. I couldn't have rented a building that was ever a nail salon, a auto body shop, gas station, nothing. They had to do environmental study that went back to the beginning of time when this town was established to determine
Wow.
what was on that site. And it's, you know why? It's all because of that place in Franklinville. They had mercury. They built the daycare on top of like a mercury plant. And now
not
all
good,
the,
is it?
No,
didn't-
no. So
Doesn't sound good at
all the children had like high mercury levels. So
That's
now because
crazy.
of that,
All of it.
the
Wow.
regulations changed.
That's interesting.
But yes, I would like to get big enough full enough that I would have to expand to a second center.
Looking in Ocean City or somewhere else?
It depends on the community. If there's a need in Ocean City, then I would do it in Ocean City, and then go from there.
Interesting. So how can people get in contact with you again?
Facebook is really popular with me. It's OC Island Kids page on Facebook, or Rachel Holloway is my page on Facebook, and I've put flyers through the school district. Really not a lot of advertising in town as far as like throwing a sign up. They yell at me for that.
They don't like that at all.
No.
We're gonna go old school. We're gonna do the stickers up on the poles. Like Rachel's face or
I was thinking more of going like 7th or 8th Street, just put a whole bunch of flyers on people's cars while they parking.
I could do that. Sometimes I take flyers and I put them in the free newspaper boxes. Kind of slide them in there.
Interesting. Very interesting. So I'm going to be a little petty before we ask this petty question because we had asked for some water that's sitting over there. So I'm going to get up and get my water and make sure I'm thirsty, hydrate and stuff. Kareem's going to ask you his traditional question.
Well, we have to start out and we have to do a little research and an assessment. Are you petty? Let's start there.
Am I petty?
Yeah, it's self-assessment. Are you petty?
I don't think so.
You don't think?
Everybody starts with that.
It's interesting. Okay. Have you
In what subject area?
your whole life?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start out with the first assessment question. Have you seen the movie? What's the name of the movie we use? Titanic. Have you seen
Yes.
Titanic? Okay. Towards the end of the movie, there was a scene when you had Rose. She was floating on a board,
Right.
and then you had Leonardo. He was in the water.
Right.
Okay. Do you think it was petty for her not to allow him to get access to the board?
Well, I don't know if she didn't allow him to have access to the board.
Mm-hmm.
I think he sacrificed himself, but she should have tried to get him onto the board.
Do you think there was enough room on the board?
Definitely.
You think it had anything to do with that diamond in her pocket?
No, I don't. I don't.
You sure?
Yeah, I didn't. She didn't even know it was in her pocket.
You
You remember
sure?
on
Sure.
the dock when they were on land? She looked in her pocket and she was like, oh,
Yeah, after she killed him,
Yeah, let me ask
she
you
was
this.
like, oh, look.
Have you ever laid down with keys in your pocket?
"Not in freezing temperature ocean waters."
But you would probably feel that there's something in your pocket.
Did you see how big her dress was? She had some padding there.
She knew
Yes.
that rock was in her pocket.
Yeah, she got soaking wet. So all that padding, all that went to the wayside. All that thinned out.
That's why
But
she didn't
then
let him
if
on a
you-
board.
If you look at the end of the movie, where she kept that diamond her whole life, didn't tell anyone she had it, did nothing with it, and then threw it back into the ocean.
How do we know that's what she actually did? I've seen a lot of
in the
people that are really sleight of hand. Like magicians. You think you're throwing something, but it's not.
It really ain't it.
They play 3-card Molly and stuff like that in the shell game. I've seen all of that.
All right, so second assessment. We're going to talk wedding rings. We always talk about this. Should the woman's wedding ring cost the same as the man's?
I don't know, and I don't really care.
Oh, that's petty.
Why is that?
That's petty. Because you don't
I
care
think that
about...
you should get what you want to get. If you choose a girl who wants this like huge ring and spend so much money on me, then that's who you pay.
No. The guy's ring is more than a girl's ring.
Do you think a man's ring should be more than the woman's ring?
I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm just posing a question.
If that's what he wants.
Yeah, how do you feel about it? So let me ask this. So have you been married before?
I was.
Okay. Who paid for the rings?
He paid for the engagement ring, and then I.
God, I
Don't
don't
remember.
remember what happened. To that.
I'm assuming he paid for the.
Yeah,
the wedding
I'm
too.
pretty, yeah. You, some kind of way, you don't remember that. I'd say this is one thing I know about a woman: they don't forget anything, especially when it comes to money. You guys have really good memories when it comes to that.
Okay.
But sometimes, some kind of way, you didn't remember who.
Are you petty?
I am petty.
Absolutely.
This is where we came up with the second one because I'm petty.
Okay.
So, let's say that me and you were going to get married,
Okay.
and you decided that you wanted to spend, let's say, $3,000 on the ring.
Okay.
Would it be petty of me to want to spend $3,000 on my ring too?
No.
Okay. Would you spend $3,000 on my ring?
If that's what you wanted, yeah.
I feel like I'm in Coming to America. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. That's what I feel like right now. All right. So,
engagement rings. So the man have an engagement ring,
If he wants one,
and you want to pay for that.
sure. If he wants one, and I'm going to marry him.
whatever you like. I'm
Whatever
telling
it
you.
is, listen.
I'm telling you. All right. You're on a date. First time. Who pays?
He does.
Ooh. That's petty.
That is.
Okay.
That is petty. Why?
Well, I used to go Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, you know what? Nope.
No. Why? What happened?
Why not?
I don't know.
Something happened.
Something happens.
Yeah, something. Happened. Yeah, something definitely happened.
Yeah, I'm just sick of. I'm sick of it.
Sick of what?
Just try to keep it G-rated.
Oh, yeah. Well, all right. Let me ask this: is there a bill that is too high that you won't pay going out?
I don't. What do you mean?
Okay. Dinner bill comes.
Okay.
Right. Let's say.
Is it the first date still? Or are we dating now? Like it's been like we're in a relationship. And we're taking turns paying. we're dating, we're
Taking
taking
turns.
turns paying. Like, you know, Tuesday nights I'm paying, Wednesday nights you're paying.
She has a calendar, probably.
Yeah, she does
We're
have
gonna
a
get to that in a
calendar.
second.
It sounds like that. Okay, so now this particular night, you decided you were going to ask this person out to dinner.
Okay.
And the bill comes, and then you look at the bill, and you say no. Then you put your bill aside the table.
No, that's
You
ridiculous.
going to handle it?
Yeah, if I said, hey, let's go to dinner, and I pick the place, I should know what I'm getting into, don't you think?
How much money can he spend? Is there a cap on that? It's like the
No.
NBA free agent. Is there a cap
There's
on
a
your
cap
spending?
on the spending.
No,
400 dinner?
whatever. If that's what he wants to spend. Or if I go out knowing I'm going to a fancy restaurant and that's how much it's going to be, then and I want to be there, then that's what I'm going to spend.
500?
I don't care. Whatever.
You
yeah.
balling, huh? You know what? No more free advertising. She's going to write us a check. She's not going to be.
Cut the check.
These questions are crazy.
She's going to cut the check. She's going to advertise, and we're going to
Where
continue
are
to
you
promote.
taking your dates?
Where?
It's a great question, Kareem. Where are you taking your dates, Kareem?
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
No, I'm not going to Chipotle.
That's too much.
They don't have Kool-Aid there.
No, there's a restaurant in New York that's in Harlem that actually serves Kool-Aid. That's one of my favorite restaurants.
Okay.
There's another one called it's Red something.
He's dodging the question
Redstone?
right now.
No, this is in Harlem. It's another one.
He's dodging the question.
Where do I go to eat dinner? All depends what I'm in the mood for. So if I want like pasta or Italian food, then I'll go to the Maplewood. See,
I like
giving out all these
Maplewood.
free advertising to places. that go. So I have been to the Olmsted that's in the Borgata, which is
Okay.
really good. So all depends. Like I don't eat red meat, but it
On the
really all
first
depends.
date, where are you going?
On the first date.
First date.
How old am I now? Am I young?
Let's-
Young Kareem is going to the liquor store first.
We'll go with young Kareem. Yes.
Young Kareem?
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll go with young
listen,
Kareem.
young Kareem is definitely stopping at the liquor store first. Make sure I have everything that I need. Yes. Just in case we go into overtime like this segment.
Going into overtime.
Yes.
All right, Kareem now. Where you going?
Kareem now, more than likely, I'm going to Maplewood first. I'm not going to Chipotle unless it's like
No.
9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And I still may not go. I may go to Moe's Southwest Grill. I don't like Chipotle.
Me and my wife's first date was at McDonald's.
Did you supersize?
Ain't no way to go but up. They ain't have supersize back then, I don't
Did you
think.
get cheese?
I had a fillet of fish with cheese.
Cheese on it?
Wow.
Yes. I remember. And we went to go see the movie Ricochet.
With
Did you have to
Denzel.
get a ride or did you drive?
I don't know how to get it right. I wasn't driving yet. Me and my wife met when we was 13. I believe you were there.
You were at the movies with him?
No, when me and my
That's
wife
no.
met.
His wife and I were best friends in middle school.
Oh, really?
No, she don't have stories for you, Kareem, because I already see where you get ready to
Does.
go into.
So in middle school, that's interesting. So, I mean, was he drinking water back then? Because he gets dehydrated and he has to go to the hospital.
I didn't see him drink water, no.
She saw the girl hitting on me in homeroom, though. We talked
true.
about that off
This is
air.
in middle school or high school?
I don't know. It had to have been high school.
Okay, so they were probably still together.
No, you know what? It was the home ec room in middle school.
Home ec room.
The sewing room.
And him and Becca was together?
No.
I don't think we
This
were
is
at
before.
that time.
Oh, so did she stop hitting on him after he
I don't
got?
remember.
That's
I don't even remember the girl's name.
That's
I just
good.
remember having to deal with it every morning in homeroom.
What did
And he would
deal
just roll his eyes and go,
What did he deal with it? What was she saying?
I don't know, but he was not interested apparently.
She kept trying. The persistence.
Yeah, she did.
Good try.
She had this awful nose blowing habit.
Nose blowing.
Like she'd blow her nose every day
All
and
the
then,
time.
like, jam a tissue up each nostril. Like,
I thought you were only supposed to do that after you get married. Then you start doing something.
no,
said-
while I'm with someone, this is what she's doing. Stacey might remember the girl, but I don't remember.
That's way too early to be doing stuff like that. You gotta wait until you actually have him before you start doing that
Start
kind of nasty
passing gas and all
stuff. Yeah, you can't do all the nasty stuff before.
That's the same concept with the dinner thing. You can't start up here. You got to
See,
start down here.
It's all about me. I'm not going to get a bad meal just because I need to start out low. No, we're going to start out. We're going to get something I like. Because what happens if it's not a day two? At least I had a good meal.
True.
But what happens if it doesn't go well? At least I had a good meal.
Do you show up early and sit there and scope out? Let's say you met somebody online, right? Would you go to the place early, see and watch her walk in, and sit down before you go approach her?
No,
Because if she doesn't look like what you think she looked like, then you could just leave.
See, I'm not that petty. That's evil. That's beyond petty.
I'm not that evil either.
Yeah, that's just
What's
evil.
wrong with that?
That's to have somebody take the time to get ready to meet you, right? And then you dug out on them. That's just evil.
Just wait until she's about to get up and walk out, and then come in.
However, it's also wrong for her to completely like lie or put up fake pictures.
That's true.
Like if she shows up 50 pounds heavier than her pictures, or
But here's,
like
You can't throw a picture up there from
tall, like she
'88.
said she was 6 foot tall.
But here's the thing: people that people want you to meet their representative anyway. So the first impression you get is probably not the actual person. You're getting their representative.
Okay.
So you don't actually get to see the person probably until maybe 5 or 6 months. That's when you actually get a chance to see the person.
Doesn't take that long.
You mean to tell me you were sitting there and you saw the guy walk in and he wasn't what you expected? You ain't just get up and leave. You stuck it out.
Correct.
See, and that's.
But you knew you wasn't going to have a relationship with this guy from the beginning. Why waste time?
It's never like a dinner. It's like, hey, let's meet for a drink or a cup of coffee. So it's only
Cup of coffee. You
Have
don't watch
fun.
Marvel, do you? Marvel Universe. Okay, you have to watch. What is it, Luke Cage? Because every time they mentioned have a cup of coffee, it was more than just a cup of coffee. It was like going up for a cup of coffee. Yeah, they was,
and like
Yeah.
what, a Danish?
no,
No,
It's like coffee
no.
in the bedroom. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Oh.
So they
That-
say
that's code word.
Yeah. So when you're like, yeah, let's have a cup of coffee.
That-
People thinking that you're gonna go and sleep with them.
That's code word.
Guess I'm living in a different kind of world. Marvel?
Got Marvel,
That's not-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Living in
listening.
the, Rachel world.
I think
Wow.
it's disrespectful to waste somebody's time, though. Like, you could at least, they walk in and be like, you already know it ain't gonna work out. It's like, listen, this ain't gonna work out. Me and you ain't gonna work out.
I'm sitting there.
I'll
going,
still pay for your drink, but we ain't gonna work out. I'm out. Is that wrong?
I don't think it's wrong.
It's disrespectful.
See, again, I'm gonna have me a good meal. Whether it works out or not, I'm still gonna eat.
I can see that.
Yeah, so I mean, I may know it may not work out. We're gonna have laughs, and we go joking, and then I'm having me a good meal. Now, whether it's a date too or something like that, that doesn't matter. I have me a good meal.
I think I'm gonna send my representative in, and that's not gonna be me. It's gonna be somebody else pretending to be me, and he's gonna come back and report to me. Be like, listen, this is what she's like. No, you don't want to deal with it. It's fine. I don't want to waste my time.
But
It's
if you're
important.
getting a good meal, it's never a waste of time.
I'm not gonna like my meal if I don't like the company. See, with me eating out is more about
Surely you can block them out.
no. Me eating out is more about the experience. Me and my wife argue about this all the time. Like, she wants to have good food all the time, and I'm like, for me, it's more about just the experience. Because at some point, you've had great steaks, you've had bad steaks, you've already tasted everything that's pretty much out there. So more is about the atmosphere for me and the company.
Well, you always have for company, so the experience would be the good meal.
I'm just saying, if I'm sitting there with somebody I don't like,
Right.
it's going to ruin the experience. Thus, it ruins the meal for me.
Well, you already like the person a little bit because it's not a blind date. You've already chatted with them. You know them a little bit.
Here's the thing. You get some vodka and you can block all that out. won't
Have a
see.
drink and
You won't see nothing. You won't hear nothing.
That's why young Kareem was going to the liquor store first.
Absolutely. Give me a pull boy Hennessy. Actually, I don't hear nothing you say. Everything's going right over my head.
Would you
Now, if
hear?
you want to go younger, Kareem, give me a 40.
But you go here and come up for some coffee. You'll hear that.
Absolutely.
You'll hear that.
Did you mention coffee? Absolutely.
That is too funny.
Check, please. Try to get coffee.
So let's go music real quick. What are you listening to right now? Top 3 things that you're listening to.
I don't know. It's usually indie alternative is the
Indie alternative. Give me an example of that.
it's like the 104.5 birthday bash that I just went to that I go to every year. It's who's there? Imagine Dragons, Judah and the Lion, AJR, Sir Sly, Glass Animals.
What was the name of that girl? What's the name of that band? She talk about Scary Pockets.
Scary. Yeah.
You ever hear Scary Pockets?
Yeah, that's new. She was like 20 something.
That's some new stuff right there.
Got to do some research on that. So.
All right, last traditional question.
Okay.
The apocalypse is about to come. You can only take 3 albums with you. What 3 albums are you taking?
You have to restart music because nobody knows anything about it.
Okay. Nirvana live in New York.
Okay.
Unplugged. I guess the Beatles' White Album. Can't really go wrong with that.
The Beatles. Is that the one with Yellow Submarine on?
Remember that song?
I do.
And the third album. I have to restart music. I'm gonna have to go like Beethoven.
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 I mean,
Classical.
if you got to start over the world with listening to music, I can't just go alternative.
I asked you the wrong question. You're an English teacher.
Oh, my bad.
Last 3 books. 3 books that you would bring with you.
It's even harder. How about can I do series? Like, can I pick like the Twilight series?
Sure, you could do. I read them surprisingly.
Yeah, very good.
I don't know about good, but
I'm currently reading the new David Sedaris book. That's really good. He's funny. His sister Amy Sedaris is a comedian, actress.
You still read?
I do still read.
you said
Why? You got your own business. You have plenty of things to do. You're in Ocean City. You can sit at the beach. Go to
and
work.
read.
I do.
No. You want to sit on the beach and read?
What do you do at the beach?
Me?
Trolling for talent.
I'm handing out business cards to the
That's right.
Ocean Island kids childcare.
That's right. Wearing the T-shirt, carrying the sign.
That is too funny. All right, we're gonna wrap this show up. One more plug for your business, Rachel. Where can they get in contact?
Yeah, OC Island kids, come on down. We're at 1140 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey. We have drop-in policy. You could drop in for the day. If you're here just vacationing, you could register just for a couple days a week, a full week, a month, a year, whatever you want. We're very accommodating. Half day, full day, fully licensed staff. We go to the beach every day with the school-age children from 12 to 3 for our daily trip.
And if you come during Halloween time, Rachel's going to be sponsoring a special Halloween day at her house, serving beverages out for everybody.
And hot dogs.
And hot dogs.
Hot dog cut out front.
Halloween fun for everyone, every age.
In the words of Kareem, make sure you embrace your pettiness, everybody. Until next time,
Results in you're petty. Yes.
stay empowered.
Yes.